Guys, are you looking for a set of dual channel wireless microphones? Well, stick around because I've got something very cool to show you that is very different to many of these setups I've reviewed and used before. So what is that killer difference? We'll find out in just a few seconds. What's up YouTube, Dave here with Seeing Through a Lens, and thanks for stopping by the channel. We make lifestyle videos and all things tech, so if that's your kind of thing, then please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking on the bell icon so you can be notified of new videos. So guys, check this out. These are the iRay DW30 dual channel wireless microphones from 7 Rhymes. Now guys, I've reviewed similar setups from companies such as Boya, SYNCO, Moman, Hollyland, just to name a few. So when 7 Rhymes reached out to me and asked me to take a look at these DW30s, I was super excited. Now guys, before we get into this, 7 Rhymes sent me this microphone system in exchange for my honest opinion. And you know, if you follow my channel, whatever I review, you're always going to get my honest opinion, good, bad, or indifferent. So guys, before we get into it, let's take a look in the box and see what we've got. Now guys, we have an absolute ton of stuff here. We've got some instructions, we have a whole bunch of cables, including a TRS to TRS cable to connect to a camera. We have a TRS to TRS-S cable to connect to smartphones. And you also have a couple of lavalier mics, so you can choose whether you want to use the internal microphone on the transmitters, or whether you don't want to do that, maybe you don't want to show the transmitter, you just want to tuck that away and use a more discreet lavalier mic. Well, they're included, so you can do that. A couple of dead cats are also included, so this is going to help with wind reduction when you're outside. And guys, then we get into the main event. Now, take a look at this charging case. It is solid, and now having a look around it, there's nothing to look at really apart from the USB-C charging port on the back. Flip the lid and look at this. You've got the receiver and 2 transmitters. These are magnetically held, and I can tell you these magnets are strong. I can tip this upside down and shake it, and you know what? The devices are all nicely secured. And guys, if I take the units out, you can see that this case is pretty much all battery. It's not that deep here. There's a lot of battery in here. And you've also got some charge status lights on the front, so you know how much charge is available. Now guys, taking a look at the transmitters, you've got a power button and a mute button on the side. You've got also a USB-C charge port. This is handy if you're using the transmitter but need a bit of juice on the go. Then guys, you have a full display on the front. This shows you signal to the receiver strength. You also have an icon to show you whether you're paired or not. You have a mic icon that shows that you're recording or maybe you're muted, and you also have the battery indicator. You then have a recording status indicator, a timestamp, and last of all you've got the device indicator A and B with the sound bar. Now guys, below the display you have the rec button or record button. On the side you have the power stroke mute button and the pair button, and you have the USB-C charge stroke data transfer port. Data transfer? Yes, data transfer. These bad boys not only transmit your audio to the receiver, and if that's connected to a phone or a camera, the audio will be recorded to that device, but they also record to the transmitters themselves. That's right, these transmitters have 8 gigabytes of storage built in, so you are getting a safety recording on your transmitter and your transmitted recording. You see, sometimes if we're filming out on our own and we're some distance away from the camera, we don't always know the status of the audio. Also, these things work on 2.4 gigahertz. Well, so does a lot of other stuff. And although I've not heard of any real kind of interference affecting recordings, it probably could happen. So having the reassurance that you have your recording on this actual device itself is definitely nice. And the other game changer is that these transmitters can also be used totally independent from the rest of the system, meaning they can be used as independent mics to capture any audio on the go. Now that, my friends, is pretty damn cool. All the files are stored as WAV files on this device and the other one, and you can play them back or edit them or whatever by just plugging this transmitter into your computer. When you do that, it gets mounted as a drive and you just see it as ordinary files. That is pretty damn cool. Now guys, hopping over to the receiver, and on the top you have your line out and you have your headphone monitoring port. Down the side you have the gain buttons for transmitter A and B, and you also have your USB-C charging port, which also lets you connect this to your computer or smartphone as an audio interface. Now that's nice. On the front you have a power button stroke mode button, and the modes will let you choose between stereo, mono and safety track. Yeah, more safety. So mono will record from either transmitter to both tracks, stereo will record transmitter A to one track and transmitter B to the other, and the safety track will allow you to record one track at -6 decibels. So if you're out and about and you get some unwanted peaks or distortion, you have a way to save your audio rather than scrap it. Now, I guess you want to know about range. Well, 7 Rhymes quote around 100 meters, but this is going to be impacted by environment just like any of these wireless systems. And beside that, I ain't leaving my camera gear 100 meters away, so I won't be trying that out, but we will pop outside and do a little distance test in just a minute. Now guys, the charging case, well, like I said, this brick can charge all 3 devices twice. You've got 3000 milliamp battery in here, 3000 milliamp hour battery in here, and each device can last around 6 hours on a single charge. So guys, let's take this outside and do some sound testing. Right guys, I'm now outside in the garden and I'm using my Sony A7 camera. It's not hugely noisy out here, not a lot of background noise, a few cars, bits and pieces, but nothing too drastic. But I'm using my Rode Video NTG mic mounted on the top of my camera, and you can see how that sounds. And obviously if I move backwards, that's where I'm going, if I move backwards you can see how that sound alters by me moving away from the microphone. And if I move any further than that, let's just go up here, then you know you'll be able to see how that actually sounds. So being away from the camera, obviously, let me move back actually, being away from the camera, obviously the sound quality is going to be deteriorated as I'm not close to the microphone. So guys, I'm going to switch now to the wireless mics and let's see how we get on with that. So guys, here we are outside. Now I've got the 7 Rhymes transmitter microphone clipped to my t-shirt, and I'm not going to use the lavalier mic. I'm just going to use the built-in mic because I think that's a pretty fair test. I mean, the audio quality can only get better by probably attaching lavalier mics because they just tend to be a bit better quality. But for this purpose, we're just going to use the built-in microphone on this unit. And remember what I said guys, you can actually record locally to this device also. So I'm going to do that as well, and we can compare the audio in post. Now all the audio is going to be untouched. I'm not going to add any effects to it. I never do for my audio, to be fair. It's all straight out of the microphone. So beauty of this, I'm standing right in front of the camera now, the receiver is clipped to the top, I can walk away from the camera and my audio is not going to change. In fact, the levels, the quality and everything should be exactly the same. Now I'm probably about 15 feet, maybe 20 feet away from the camera, and there should be no adjustment in audio quality or levels. So there you have it, guys. And I'm not even attaching the windsocks because it's not even really that noisy out here. But in any case, that's the sound quality. Walking back to the camera, again, shouldn't change. I'm in frame. I'm close to the camera now, probably about 2 foot away, and the audio quality should be the same. So let's see, get back in the studio and see what this sound sounds like when we put it all together. I don't know if you can actually see that it's recording to the device as well. So I'm gonna, again, walk away from the camera. It'll make no odds because I'm probably transmitting to the camera, and I'm also recording my voice locally on this device. So it'd be interesting to see what the difference is between the camera recorded audio, which is obviously going wirelessly from the transmitter to the receiver, and what it sounds like by just recording locally to this unit by itself. So guys, let's get back in the studio and check it out. So guys, there you have it. These mics are pretty damn cool and very useful, especially with that recording function straight to the transmitter. They are a bit of a game changer in that respect. And guys, if you want some freedom and you don't want to be tied to your camera, this is definitely a great solution with enough battery power to get you through most projects. Guys, I'll leave any product links and any further discounts in the description. And if you have any comments or questions, you know what to do. And if you like the video, then please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking on the bell icon. Guys, thanks for watching, and thanks to 7 Rhymes for sending me this great product. I'm Dave with Scenes for a Lens, and I will see you the next time. Bye for now.